Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Road of Recovery. We have Perry from Akron here with us to share his recovery story. How are you doing today, Perry?
I am doing wonderful.
Good.
I am truly doing wonderful
That's
today.
awesome to hear. Thank you for being here. So, we'll just get started right at the beginning. Tell me about your childhood, what it was like. Did you grow up with both your parents?
Yes. So I grew up in Akron, and after graduating from high school, I moved to Eugene, Oregon, to go to school, to college at the University of Oregon. And what took place there when I went there on a basketball scholarship, I also took my addiction with me that I didn't realize I had.
So tell me about the first time that you started experimenting with alcohol and drugs.
Oh, wow. I'm in 10th grade, it's basketball season, and I started smoking pot. I started smoking pot and taking Valiums. But before taking Valiums, what happened is I started using cocaine, snorting cocaine with smoking pot, and realizing that I could not go to sleep when I got home like I wanted to because I got this cocaine in me.
Right.
But my mom has Valiums in the house, 10 milligrams. So I would take a Valium and break it in half, get in her pill bottle, break it in half, and that would allow me to go to sleep.
So you said that you went to college on a basketball scholarship,
Yes,
and it was getting progressively worse. You said you
and
brought
it
your
got
addiction with you.
correct.
Okay.
And so I got kicked off the team because the coach said to me my freshman year, we hear that you're selling drugs to your teammates. And denial is so strong. No, I'm not. And I had a handful of players who would never tell because they was using. So I get kicked off the team, lose the scholarship.
So when did it become? When did it go from bad to worse?
When did it go from bad to worse? So I have been arrested, busted for drugs in Vegas, been arrested in LA, California, busted for drugs, been arrested in Portland, Oregon, caught with drugs. Always was able to get out on a technicality because I had a paid attorney. So, I was tied with people who had money, so I always believed that I never believed I was untouchable. I always believed that I was smart enough, even though I used and sold. I was in Seattle and they had the dogs there, and I had 2 suitcases filled with marijuana. And I seen the dogs coming, and I left the suitcase there and went on about my business and took a loss. And I got praised for that. The person who I owed and who fronted me the drugs, they gave me $10,000 just because I was smart enough not to worry about them suitcases. They said, "Hen, don't worry about it. Don't pay. Go $10,000." And I looked at them. They said, "Because we would have spent more than that paying for your attorneys." So, went bad. Come back to Ohio, Akron, Ohio. And I don't know nobody that got money that I'm used to making. I know only street corner dealers. So I don't know no one. And so my progressive using continued on. So when I was in Oregon, after I was kicked out, 1982, I started snowballing using heroin and cocaine. So every month for my friends, I would get a gram of cocaine, a gram of heroin sent to me in the mail every month. No, it was like clockwork for about 4 years. Like clockwork. Never wanted to go pick it up. Never, if I get caught, I want to get caught with marijuana. 2 drugs, not 3 drugs. So they would always mail it to me. Things are so different now when I think about how I used to travel through the airports with bags of money wrapped around me, and gun through the airport. wrapped in a towel, right through. Now, you couldn't dare do that in the 90s, but in the 80s you could. So, when I come back and turn back. I wasn't making the money I was accustomed to. I have bought 2 homes and my background is construction. I told you I always worked. I always had a trade to hide under. And procrastination settled in on me. I procrastinated big time once I came back. Bought 2 homes and I was rehabbing, living in one, rehabbing the other to make money so I could sell. And I had a procrastination. I wouldn't do nothing for 3 months but use. I could make enough money to keep my hammer because I didn't deal with street dealers. I would go buy an ounce and it was for me to keep, and I may have that ounce for 2 months of cocaine. And I was freebasing at that time. It called it freebase. Today it's called smoking crack, right? And it turned out to be one day that a drug deal went bad. And when the drug deal went bad, it cost me 10 years in prison. I always got off on technicalities. I did 10 years.
So, was that when you got sober?
Yes.
Did you ever do another drug or
No,
drink
and I
after
haven't.
that?
Once I went to prison, I never did another drug.
Okay, so what year was that?
I went to prison in 1980, September 82, and I'm sorry. I went to prison September of 86.
Okay.
And I come home July of 97.
Okay.
And I don't count the time I was in prison of being sober.
Okay.
So if you would have asked me the question, how long you been clean?
Yeah.
I would have told you 23 years.
So you're counting from when you got out of prison?
From when I got out.
So what'd you do after prison?
After prison?
Yeah, to kind of
how
come
how
back
to come back to this community.
Yeah.
What I did was I had 3 things in mind. I want to be the best father I could be to my children, who have been gone from 10 years. I want to be the best son I could be to my parents, who my dad died while I was on the inside. And I want to be the best neighbor that I could be to my neighbors. That's all I want to do. I go to work and I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to go to work for a company to earn money to buy me tools, and I'm going to start my own business of rehabbing other people's homes, and I'm going to make that happen, right? And in the process of that, I continue to work and work on myself. And I seen 3 guys who left me in prison 2 different times. Right? Left me in prison, went home, came back, and they were standing on the corner doing what they was doing, selling drugs and drinking. I was like, look, if you want a job, I'll get you to work. Quit telling me I look so good. You can too. I just haven't picked up since I've been home. I'm not going to pick up. I got money in my pocket. If you stay clean, this is on a Thursday. If you ain't got no alcohol on you on Monday, you call me, I'll pick you up and give you work. 2 of them gentlemen are homeowners today.
Wow.
They work with me, and in the process, Truly Reaching You was formed. Truly Reaching You is a re-entry program working with men who re-enter back in the community from prison and residential treatment, substance abuse treatment. Even though I didn't go through the treatment, I was healed. Other people, there's multiple pathways to recovery. So, I needed to be of help. Most people who's in recovery has a felony conviction or a misdemeanor conviction, or I've been on the inside. We say inside in our program versus prison or versus jail. We say inside. So, Truly Reaching You provide housing to those for up to a year. And longest, some people take longer. We have a gentleman who's been with us September 9th, it'll be 4 years, but he's been clean. So, and we provide, Truly Reaching You provide housing. We provide employment training skills to teach a man how to work in landscaping, lawn care, commercial cleaning, and rehabbing of homes, construction. And we provide all of their needs. So they come to us from prison, they have what's on their back. They come to us from residential treatment center, they only have the clothes on their back. Most of the time, you just lose everything. You're living out of bag. And we take them and we'll buy them 6 outfits to work in, and we'll buy them 6 casual outfits. So when you're not working, you'll have something decent so you can feel good about yourself. We'll buy them all the toiletry items that they need. We provide work boots, 6 sets of work clothes, 6 sets of casual clothes, casual tennis shoes, casual dress shoes, interview clothes. Wintertime, we gotta give you a winter coat. You come in the summertime, you just got a jacket, you don't need none. But then it start getting cold, we gotta go out and get you long johns. We gotta go out and get you winter clothes. So that's what we do. Hats, scarves. Try to treat a man like I would want to be treated.
Yeah.
So we have 7 houses with 25 beds. 5-bedroom house, 5 men. 3-bedroom house, 3 men.
So do these men have to stay sober?
Oh, yes. It's wonderful to feel sober.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you went through a lot, obviously. Are you generally happier now?
Oh, wouldn't get this. God, I want to give you a hug. Wouldn't get this life up for nothing in the world. You're talking about happy. Every morning I wake up. Every night I get to lay down. I get to just think and say, what was I doing in my life of confusion? Never had so much joy in my life.
That's amazing.
I had enough money at times in my life of confusion that would fill 2 of them drawers up, stack, and I would have them in my dresser drawer. And I would look out a tree, and I had this big maple tree in front of my house when I lived in Oregon. And I would tell people, I get money like them leaves grow on trees. When they fall off and I ain't got no money, I'll get it again. Just like crazy.
Yeah.
Addiction make you crazy.
What about your relationships in sobriety? You talked about your mom.
Yeah, and my relationships in sobriety, well, I watched 2 of my brothers who now have passed. I watched them quit using and surrender their life through recovery, and I said, why you do that? They said, it works because I'm looking at you.
That's awesome.
And they both been through rehabs, and they said, you didn't go through rehab. You went on the inside. They say prison, but I said, correct. But I got healed and delivered through that. So we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. Mm-hmm. We have to search our heart. What is our purpose? I started Truly Reaching You to help 3 men, and 2 of them is homeowner. I didn't start Truly Reaching You to help hundreds of men. I started to help 3 men, and I've been stuck for 22 plus years. So
yeah, you found your purpose.
I found my purpose. Didn't know it, right?
That's awesome, though. So what do you see for your future?
What I see for my future? So typically right now, I have a plan to retire from Tri at 25 years, which would be 2024. And what I seek to do for my future, how do I travel, go around? And when I mean travel, it could be from one county to the next. It could be wherever I need to go to help people do this work of recovery. I believe so that's what my plans is. I just, I've been, 7, 8 years ago, the state of Ohio asked me to go start try in other counties. And I said, no, I got to take care of home. And at that time, I only
grew up here too.
I only have 5 employees.
Right.
So you can become effective if you take on too much. Well, today, Truly Reaching, you have 23 full-time employees.
Wow.
It wasn't part of my plan, 23 full-time employees. And I'm making a good wage.
Right.
I think our lowest employees We start everybody off at $15. I can't, I want to live. I want to treat you like I want to be treated. And everybody I come across, and with all my staff, I tell them, when I hire them, I say, how do you want to be treated? I want to be treated fair. I say, oh, you say fair. I say, well, is that being respected? And they say, yeah, I want to be respected. I said, me too. So how do you receive that respect? You got to give it.
Yep.
It's just simple. Life is so simple.
So are you guys hiring? Just kidding. I love my job.
Yes. No, we're not at this time. But with growth, like this year, I have 4 guys.
Right.
3 guys. Three. 1, 2, 3. I wasn't planning on hiring. I hired a guy today because we do that social enterprise. So we are a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. And with our nonprofit, I always believe, so the first 9.5 years, I used my own money.
Wow.
The first 3 houses Truly Reaching You had, I purchased them and rehabbed them. Because I didn't know it at the time. I had a passion to help me and who I understood where they was coming from.
Right.
And so that's how it started. So people would look at me here in the community and say, well, how you getting all this money? Well, what happened is, like the Adam Boards and different foundations realized what I was doing, and they said, okay, we want to join your work. We want to join your work. Well, they never had no one who never asked for no money for nearly 10 years, right? And you use, well, how did you get them 3 houses? I said, I purchased them. And 2 of them 3 first houses we have, I sold to 2 past participants. So I know 9 men who done come through the program are homeowners now.
Wow.
Because I help them.
Right.
You do what's right. I'm just here to be a vessel. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, you're doing amazing work being a vessel.
Yeah, that's all I just wanted.
So what have you learned from your addiction?
How much pain I brought to those who care for me, my parents, my loved ones, my aunties, my neighbors, just people in the community who never believed I had an addiction because I hid it. And they think I hid it from them, but I really hid it from myself. We could lie to ourselves to where we believe it. So I tell men who come in the program, you lie long enough, you'll start believing that lie.
Yeah. And do you have any words of hope that you would like to share with someone trying to get sober?
Yes. The words of hope I would like to share. Always, you could do it, and always be aware of your surroundings. Always be aware of your surroundings, because the surroundings that you were in when you was using is not the surroundings you need to be in if you want to be clean.
I like that. Well, thank you so much, Perry, for coming out today. Is there anything that you'd like to share that I missed, that we didn't discuss?
I would like to share, no, nothing you missed, but thank you and Aaron and the organization for wanting to go out and do this work, to be of help to others, so someone else could have a sense of hope and say, hey, she done it, he done it, let me try it.
Yeah.
If they did it, I could do it.
That's the main goal, is just to share with people that we all have very similar stories, but there's people that make it out of those horrible situations. So you're one of the many people that do recover and have these productive, successful lives, and that's why your story is going to help so many people. So we really appreciate you coming.
Some people just, and we see some don't make it out. We get that, Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes.